In the fight for democracy, who are you gonna call? The Helldivers, of course. A breakout hit game, Helldivers 2 puts you in the shoes of the Helldivers. Elite soldiers in charge of protecting the freedoms of Super-Earth against threats from the outer reaches of the galaxy. Knowledge is power, and today we're going to be covering it all, from Helldivers lore and Easter eggs to some tips and tricks. We've got something for everyone in these 107 facts about Helldivers 2. Let's get started. Number 1. Helldivers 2 was released on February 8th, 2024 and trades in the top-down shooter gameplay of its predecessor for third-person action. For context, Helldivers was released way back in 2015, almost a decade ago. Number 2. Development for Helldivers 2 started way back in 2020 when Arrowhead Game Studios revealed that they were working on a new project for the PS5. Number 3. On September 13th, 2021, the title Helldivers 2 was included in a leak from the NVIDIA GeForce Now database that revealed a list of games that included release and speculative titles for internal tracking, supposedly. Number 4, the game was officially teased on August 17th, 2022 on TikTok, where Arrowhead showed their social media manager reacting to a plethora of comments from fans asking where Helldivers 2 was. Number 5. Literally the day after, on August 18th, 2022, roughly 10 seconds of footage of the game was leaked on Twitter. The tweet has since been deleted. Number 6. Nearly a year later, on May 24th, 2023, during the 2023 PlayStation Showcase, Helldivers 2 was finally officially announced, followed by a trailer on July 6th. Number 7. So what is the goal of Helldivers 2? The goal of Helldivers 2 is to protect Super-Earth from threats throughout the galaxy. For those of you new to Helldivers 2, you take control of a Helldiver, elite soldiers sent to the front lines to protect the rest of humanity from these threats. Number 8. Before going deep into Helldivers 2, let's set the stage with a bit of Helldivers lore. First of all, what is Super-Earth? Super-Earth is Earth, united under managed democracy, where each voter is surveyed on their beliefs, and a system assists them in the voting process to remove confusion over who and what to vote for by automatically voting based on those beliefs. Number 9. October 26th marks Liberty Day, a holiday where the citizens of Super-Earth celebrate the meaning of freedom and the same day of the founding of the Super-Earth government. Number 10. October 26th is also celebrated by Arrowhead Game Studios, and is typically when they release notable content drops, host events, among other activities. Number 11. Citizens of Super-Earth are issued a M2016 rifle at the wee age of 16. This encourages children to enlist in the military and eventually become a Helldiver. Number 12. Helldivers were originally formed as peacekeepers, keeping nations in line with Super-Earth's managed democracy. This obviously shifted once war started, and these Helldivers were sent to the front lines. Number 13. It was once theorized that Helldivers were clones, similar to the clones from Star Wars. However, the CEO of Arrowhead, Halstead, debunked that theory, saying that every Helldiver has a loving and proud family back home. Number 14. Between missions, Helldivers are cryogenically frozen during travel, then thawed out when reaching their destination. Helldivers are apparently not told about this process before signing up. Number 15. The average life expectancy of a Helldiver is about 2 minutes on the battlefield. Given the amount of danger these patriots put themselves in, it's no surprise. It's all for a greater cause, after all. Number 16. Helldivers drop from Hell Pods. If you're a fan of Halo, these are very similar to the ODST drop pods. These pods were originally developed when the forces of Super-Earth couldn't gain air superiority against foes at Northman's Creek, and instead sent down 50 Helldivers via Hellpods to gain the upper hand. Number 17. In the first Helldivers, the forces of Super-Earth take part in what is known as the First Galactic War against 3 enemy factions, the Bugs, the Cyborgs, and the Illuminati, across 3 different war fronts. Number 18. The Bugs were originally seen as a blight or a plague, and were dealt as such for the cleansing. Number 19. The Bugs' homeworld is Kepler Prime, a desert planet where the Bugs have evolved over the course of millions of years. However, the Bugs are known to survive in all types of environments. Number 20. The war against the Cyborgs, who are depicted as socialist, cybernetically augmented humans, started when the Cyborgs committed an act of terrorism in District 48 of Super-Earth, killing many. These Cyborgs believe that the citizens of Super-Earth are brainwashed by propaganda, which is obviously anti-democracy thinking. Number 21. The homeworld of the Cyborgs is Cyberstan, located in the northern reaches of the galaxy. Super-Earth eventually occupied Cyberstan, transitioning their government and democratizing it by force. Number 22. The Illuminate, our third faction, are a highly advanced race of aquatic aliens. These aliens refer to themselves as the Squid. Number 23, the Illuminate approached Super-Earth offering peace. However, Super-Earth responded with warfare, believing the Illuminate to be a threat due to allegedly possessing weapons of mass destruction that could destroy worlds. Number 24, after their defeat, the Illuminate were stripped of their tech and weaponry by Super-Earth and exiled from the galaxy. But will we see the return? Signs point to maybe. Number 25. Events of the first Helldivers game takes place around 2084, which was confirmed by Arrowhead to be an homage to George Orwell's 1984. Number 26. Helldivers 2 takes place 100 years after the events of the first Helldivers. The forces of Super-Earth were successful in pushing back their enemies, however descendants of these adversaries have come back to cause trouble, sparking the Second Galactic War. By now, Super-Earth have colonized basically the entire galaxy, so the threats are slowly making their way towards the center, which is Super-Earth. Number 27. The bugs from Helldivers 1 are now properly known as the Terminids in Helldivers 2. Number 28. On the galactic map, the Terminids have control over the easternmost part of the galaxy, slowly inching their way towards Super-Earth. Number 29. The current Terminid threat is caused by Terminids breaking free of their containment. After the events of Helldivers 1, bugs were kept and farmed, even experimented on. But resources are low. Number 30. Terminids are known to be rich in element 710, which is a key resource in the Helldivers world. Element 710 is used to power faster than light travel for the humans. Number 31. If you rotate 710, it spells oil. Unrelated to the war effort though, so please ignore. Number 32. Terminids are split into different types. So let's go through each one in no particular order. First, we have the Scavengers. These are the lowliest of the Terminids, and the most common. These buggers can be found on all difficulties from trivial to Helldive. They can be deadly if you find yourself swarmed by them, but they're weak and can be defeated pretty easily. Number 33. The next type of Terminid is the Pouncer. These bugs are unrelenting and will chase and pounce on you given the chance. They're also not very easy to escape from, so do your best and kill them as fast as you can. Number 34. Similar to the Pouncer, we have the Hunter. These are way stronger than Pouncers and can be overwhelming once they get up in your face. Kill them quick, but if you find yourself face to face with one, melee them to buy some time. I keep forgetting that you don't have to always attack their face or their body, you can literally pick off their limbs. Number 35. Next, we have the Warrior. These are still of the smaller variety of Terminids, but are a little thicker compared to the Scavengers. Number 36. According to Arrowhead, Warriors are known to have eviscerated baby cows in under a second. Number 37. In terms of armor, one thick boy is the Hive Guard. As the name suggests, these Terminids appear when players attack hives. You can attack their fleshy bits, but their front sides are so heavily armored that it's best to use some armor-piercing weapons. Number 38. Stalkers are Terminids with the ability to go invisible. You can use smoke grenades to help give away their position when invisible, but another key trait of the Stalker is that they're fast and have the ability to outrun your Helldiver. So don't even try to run away and just try to kill them as fast as possible. Number 39. Bile Spewers. These are glowing green bugs that spray bile at the players. As the name suggests, they have a bulbous sac and can be destroyed easily with explosives. Number 40. There are actually two subtypes of bile spewers. The first of these are the tiny bile spitters. Basically baby bile spewers, the bile spitters spit small shots of bile and are akin to the Scavengers in terms of health. The next subtype is the nursing spewer. They're similar in health to the bile spewer, but their bile shots don't last as long and they deal less damage. Number 42. Chargers are Terminids that do just that. Charge at you. If you see these bugs approaching, you should dodge to the best of your ability. The Charger is armored, so you're going to have to strip it of its armor to expose its flesh. They do have exposed flesh behind them, but this isn't a weak spot for some reason. Number 43. The next type we have is the Brood Commander. They are similar to warriors and should be shot in the limbs to make them go down. On lower difficulties, these Terminids are usually considered bosses, but on higher difficulties, they're just common enemies. Number 44. The largest of the Terminids are the Bile Titans. These are practically invincible without proper heavy-duty weaponry. You can blow up the sacks on the underside of the Bile Titans, but it's better to just use the rail cannon or the 500-kilogram bomb in the end. Number 45. Opposite their buggy counterpart, we have the Automatons, or the Bots. As their name implies, they are robotic kill machines that are against democracy and liberty. Number 46. The Automatons have seemingly replaced the Cyborg faction from Helldivers, serving a very similar role to them. Number 47. Weirdly enough, for being a new faction, the automatons share the same emblem as the cyborgs as well, the red star. Number 48. Based on a tweet sent out by Arrowhead years ago, a translated message from the cyborgs implies that the automatons are their children. Number 49. The cyborgs supposedly do exist in the world of Helldivers 2. They're supposedly forced to mine on their home planet of Cyberstan. But officially, we destroyed all the cyborgs, so don't listen to these traitorous theories. Number 50. You can actually find Cyberstan on the galactic map, which is located on the Valdis sector. Number 51. On the galactic map, the automatons are found on the westernmost part of the galaxy, inching their way towards Super-Earth, or supposedly Cyberstan. Who knows? Number 52. Similar to Terminids, the automatons come in a variety of different types, ranging from cannon fodder to legitimate threats. We'll start with the lowest rank, the Trooper. Troopers are the cannon fodder, and are typically equipped with assault rifles and can be dealt with pretty easily. Number 53. Next, we have the Raiders. Raiders can be found carrying machine guns or rocket launchers. They are also pretty easy to deal with, just like the Trooper. Number 54. A variation of the Raider is the Assault Raider. These automatons can close the distance with their ability to use jump pads and are typically equipped with a pistol and energy blade. Number 55. Marauders are similar to both Raiders and Troopers. They carry around rapid-fire cannons and can be destroyed just as quickly. Number 56. Brawlers are another smaller threat, but they specialize in close-range combat, carrying around 2 blades to deal with the player. Number 57. Commissars are another small type bot, but their immediate action would be to use their flares to call in reinforcements. Other bots have the ability to call reinforcements too, but it seems that Commissars prioritize this action when encountering the player. Number 58. Scout Striders are usually controlled by a Trooper. These AT-ST looking vehicles can be destroyed easily because they have a huge opening from behind. You can also pick them off by destroying their limbs. Number 59. Berserkers are terrifying, and are basically like bigger brawlers. These automatons trade in their blades for huge chainsaws, and they charge the player to attack. Number 60. Next up is the Devastator. This type comes in 3 variations: Standard, Heavy, and Rocket. These automatons can cause massive damage, so you have to aim for their face as it's their weak spot. Number 61. I like how with each type we just get bigger and bigger. And moving on to something much bigger, we have the Hulk Bruiser. This is a Hulk variation that utilizes 2 heavy assault rifles against the player, but you can shoot their arms off so they can't use their weapons anymore. Number 62. Another variation of the Hulk is the Hulk Obliterator. This variation is like a Rocket Devastator, just turned up to 11. Number 63. The last variation of the Hulk is the Hulk Scorcher. This version of the Hulk carries around a flamethrower. All of these Hulks, however, have a key weakness found on their exposed vents on the back. Number 64. Lastly, we have the tanks, the Annihilator and the Shredder tanks. These tanks will destroy you immediately if you're not careful, as they pretty much shred you to pieces very quickly. They also feature a weak spot behind their turret, exposed ventilation similar to the Hulks. Number 65. Lastly, dropships. These are vehicles that carry additional automaton reinforcements to your location. Number 66. As of writing this, a returning third faction, supposedly the Illuminate, are being teased for Helldivers 2, with in-game announcements talking about Illuminate sightings. Number 67. If you didn't know, Helldivers 2's metagame is controlled by a dedicated game master named Joel. Joel is all-powerful and can control where Terminids and automatons attack, or where planetary reinforcements are allocated. Number 68. According to creative director Johan Pilestedt, Joel also has the power to control some stuff they haven't revealed yet, so that Arrowhead Game Studios can surprise and delight players. Number 69. But who is Joel? Well, Joel is just an employee at Arrowhead, and the war's game master. Everything is controlled by Joel, the 53 sectors and 253 planets in the galaxy. Number 70. According to interviews, Joel plays a similar role to someone running a Dungeons & Dragons game, but while he does hold the title of Game Master, he recruits help whenever needed, like when the game notoriously kept crashing post-launch due to the overwhelming and suddenly large player base. Number 71. Just like any game that involves resource gathering or achievements of some kind, Fortnite, Minecraft, there are players who leave mid-battle once they've finished gathering resources or whatnot. The community has dubbed them farmers. At one point, the community once believed that by leaving mid-battle, these farmers were negatively affecting the game's war efforts, but Arrowhead has clarified that these actions, however traitorous to Super Earth, are harmless. Number 72. As of minor patch 01000100, new planetary hazards can occur. The first of these that I'll cover are meteor showers. As you probably guessed it, these meteor showers rain down meteors from the sky, and they will absolutely demolish anything they hit, friend or foe. Number 73. While the paths of each meteor are random, you can track each and every one of these shiny blue rocks raining down from the sky, and find where it'll hit. It's literally the small details like this that make me absolutely love this game. We'll talk about some more details later on, but it's the details. Number 74. The next of these planetary hazards that can be found is volcanic activity. Similar to meteor showers, volcanic activity on the planet means that balls of fire and hellstorm will be raining down instead of meteors, exploding upon impact and causing fires to break out in its impact zone. Number 75. Other planetary hazards include tremors, firestorms, and ion storms, but I won't go into too much detail for those. These are just some examples of how the game has been evolving since launch, and I am 100% for it. Number 76. Mechs, or the XO-45 Patriot exosuit, were teased by Arrowhead on March 5th, 2024. Production of these mechs were supposedly fully underway and would be coming soon for deployment on the battlefield. Number 77. In-game, the factory planet of Tien Quan is responsible for production and development of these mechs. It has the sole facility dedicated for production of these suits. Number 78. Almost as fast as it was teased, just 2 days later, on March 7th, 2024, it was announced that production of the mechs had been halted due to the Tien Quan factories being under attack. Gotta blame Joel. Number 79. A major order had been sent out on that very same day for Helldivers to liberate the planet for democracy. Number 80. Just like that, on March 8th, with the combined efforts of countless Helldivers, the planet of Tien Quan had been liberated, and the XO-45 Patriot exosuits were available for deployment. Number 81. The Patriot exosuit isn't just badass, it's extremely useful in water. Mechs can travel over the water that would otherwise drown the player, but don't exit your mech, because you won't be able to get back in. Number 82. Mechs don't consume fuel, so if you got one, it's yours for as long as you can keep it alive. Number 83. Unfortunately, mechs have a finite amount of ammo, so once that's gone, your mech is not really useful. Number 84. Mechs are helpful, but don't expect them to be invincible or game-changing. Players have been complaining that the mech shields are too weak. But you gotta remember that just like your Helldiver, these mechs are expendable, so call in your mech wisely. Number 85. Quick tip, if you're holding on to a one-handed weapon, you can blind fire the weapon while running away. This is unlike two-handed weapons, which make you turn around when attempting to blind fire, which in turn makes you lose your momentum from running. Number 86. Need a speedy getaway? Stand over these spore pods and attack them to get sent flying across the air. However, please be aware that by launching yourself in the air, there's a chance you might get killed in action, so make sure you've got enough health. Number 87. On the battlefield, you might run into these bushes. They're not just for show, they actually slow you down, so avoid these as much as possible. I know in some games, they're literally just there for like aesthetic reasons, but you know, this game takes these things very seriously. Number 88. At the end of the tutorial portion of the game, you may notice that there are 3 large slabs. Upon inspection, these slabs contain a contract, which the player has already accepted by reading or being in close proximity to the contract. Oh, also fun fact, don't read the terms and conditions because by doing so, you are violating the contract. Number 89. If you decide to stand still during the tutorial, the facility operator will politely ask you that you should continue through the course.
Please keep moving through the training course at this time. Over.
Number 90. If you hold down the trigger long enough while firing your heavy machine gun, there's a chance that your character will shout, "Get some! Get some!" It's a nice little detail that totally reflects the feeling you get mowing down your enemies. Number 91. If you're on a mission and your friend joins later, you could actually see their chip joining your fleet. Number 92. Stratagems on the battlefield can actually be seen being sent down from the ship. And while on the ship, you can even see stratagems being sent down to the battlefield below. Number 93. If you're holding a stratagem that's ready to be deployed and get blown away, you will accidentally drop your stratagem, effectively calling it in. So, be careful. Number 94. Depending on your position relative to your ship, your stratagems can be sent straight down or at an angle. Number 95. You can make snowballs in Helldivers too. If you crouch in a spot of deep snow, you'll eventually be prompted to make a snowball. The snowballs do no damage, by the way, so don't even try to attack using them. Number 96. When traveling to different missions on the same planet, you can watch the ship travel in real time, as opposed to a random cutscene taking over and warping you to your destination. Number 97. The more you take damage and survive the battle, the more war-torn your cape becomes. Number 98. There are different in-game messages for players leaving the battlefield. If a player is booted from the game considers the player court-martialed, but if they leave on their own, the message changes to return to civilian life or simply left the mission. Number 99. In the Superstore, players are able to read the reviews of items they're hoping to purchase. One such review reads, "I'm redacted, and this is my favorite product in the Acquisition Center," which is a nod to Mass Effect. In Mass Effect, Commander Shepard says the line, "I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite store on the Citadel." Number 100. When speaking to the shipmaster, they start mumbling off a bunch of numbers in binary.
001000.
They end their message by saying that this was the first intercepted bot message, and that it translates to "kill all humans." However, the message actually just spells out "ah" in binary. Number 101. Hidden in the user settings document for Helldivers 2, you can find a line of text linking out to a survey. When you copy and paste the link in your browser, you're instead taken to the music video for Rick Astley's "Never Gonna Give You Up." The folks at Arrowhead really know how to be funny. Number 102. The success of Helldivers 2 has sparked interest in Starship Troopers, which people often compare Helldivers to. The film's ranking slowly started to climb after the release of Helldivers 2. Number 103. In the options menu, you might notice that all of the audio settings go up to 11, instead of the traditional 100 or 10. This is a reference to a common idiom of cranking things up to 11, or just really loud. The term itself was coined from the film Spinal Tap, where the amps in the film go up to 11. Number 104. The music you hear while protecting managed democracy in the game can be attributed to composer Wilbert Roger II. I hope I'm pronouncing your last name right. Who is also credited for music for Call of Duty World War II and Destiny 2 Forsaken. Number 105. Reception for Helldivers 2 has been massive, receiving scores of 8 and 9s across the board. 106. By March 2024, Helldivers 2 had sold 3 million copies and became the most actively played game on PlayStation Network. Yes, this means that the game is played more than Fortnite and Warzone. Number 107. An X343 dev responded to Helldivers' success by saying that the team had pitched several ideas for Halo that were vastly different, including a concept that would have been very similar to Helldivers featuring ODSTs. Is because as a Halo fan, this is one of the saddest things to hear. And you know, something different like this and seeing how Helldivers turned out makes me really wish they just went for it. I mean, Halo 3 ODST was already really good, so another game featuring the ODSTs would have been super cool, especially a third-person shooter like this. Anyway, that is 107 facts about Helldivers 2. Which fact was your favorite? Are there any facts we missed? Because I'm sure there's a lot, considering that the game is always evolving. Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, press that like button, and hit that notification bell to be notified whenever we upload videos. This has been the Leaderboard, your home for video game facts. Thanks for watching.